Do you feel at the time there was kind of an unnecessary pressure to take the COVID vaccine?
Yeah, probably, yeah, on the balance of things, especially as I was saying before about the Trudeau stuff. Like, if you don't take it, these are people's bodies.
And because there's kind of a dual debate. There's one about the vaccine in general, which I stand against, but some people are pro-vaccine, but they're anti-vaccine mandate. Well, how do you feel about the mandate side of things?
Mandate as in people have to take
the vaccine.
Yeah, I think that's where I struggle, especially because it didn't seem to be the case that it really would affect other people. Like, as long as you're vaccinated, if you do believe in that science, which I do, I think, so as long as it doesn't, if someone else doesn't, well, great, you're not going to get me ill.
Yeah.
Because I've got it. I've got the thing. If that's the case.
Well, that changed, isn't it? It can't stop you from getting it, and you can still spread the virus with it. The amount of data. I recommend an absolutely brilliant doctor, Dr. Claire Craig, for example, who co-founded an organization called Heart. And if you have a look at their kind of information and the data around excess deaths in alignment with the vaccine rollout is quite scary. It's a conversation just to touch on actually what you said, about justice to an extent, and about recognition and being held accountable is what you said, sorry. We still need to have that conversation. So we need to have a public conversation, especially about lockdown. The COVID inquiry is a joke. It's complete whitewash. And if you didn't know, they don't make this clear. The questions you put forward have to be pre-submitted. So it's a COVID inquiry, but you have to submit the questions before the. So
that's not right. Yeah,
that's not an inquiry. It's ridiculous. So
I had Dr. Asim Malhotra on, and
I know Asim.
Yeah, he spoke about the various things, and I thought, and I haven't done much on it, and as I said, because you just can't be into everything, as a podcast host.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I just thought we'll show that side. I got the vaccines, and I've always been very clear about that.
Yeah.
But we'll show that side, and if people believe this, believe that.
But you had someone like Asim on, which means you're open to having a conversation, and that's all I'm really promoting here. So we need to have a proper inquiry there into the dealings with lockdowns. We need to have a proper inquiry and open discussion about the attacks on free speech. There are so many things that need to be kind of put to trial. You could even say, some even would say, I would say, a Nuremberg 2 in some circumstances. That's how strongly I take the kind of lockdown and so forth. So yeah, and we're nowhere near that. So even though it's 5 years on, I'm still talking about that and how it was a blueprint for all of the authoritarianism we're seeing now, especially with digital IDs and social. We saw track and trace, we saw vaccine mandates and vaccine passports. Now we're seeing digital IDs and mass surveillance and facial recognition. There's lots of crossovers. I feel like lockdown and that whole period was like a practice run.
Sort of fast-tracked a lot of this.
Well, there's something, the UN's Agenda 2030, which is absolutely terrifying. And on the face of it, sustainability goals look great. But the way that they're administered and put in, even though we never elected the UN and yet they're influencing our government, is outrageous. And that will be brought in, and those sustainability goals will be reinforced with surveillance. There's no other way of doing it. It's like we have an issue with migration. Obviously, we have an issue with mass migration, legal or illegal. But digital IDs won't solve the problem. And yet Labour have just brought out a BRIC card or want to reinforce a mandated BRIC card. So everybody can have all of their information stored in one database. No, I won't have it. You'll have to arrest me again. I'm just not going to do it. It's disgusting.
You know what? It's interesting philosophically. I'm just thinking now. Let's say the COVID stuff, the science was all wrong, and because I don't know enough about that. Let's just put that to one side. Let's say there's a new thing in 5 years' time called Movid, right?
Yeah,
and
fine.
But this time, the science shows this is actually going to kill most of us, and those kinds of things. But people don't want to take whatever the remedy is.
Yeah. In
that circumstance, is it maybe better? I'm just wondering out loud now because I'm the same as you.
To mandate, are you saying?
Yeah, well, I'm a libertarian. I hate the idea of mandating. Yeah. But what if they are right on the next occasion and we're sitting there, because there will always be pushback, won't there?
Yeah.
And everyone does have to get the thing. Can you then mandate it, or is it better for us to just die?
That's freedom. Well, first of all, a proper traditional vaccine. The COVID vaccine wasn't even a vaccine. They redefined vaccine. So it was mRNA technology, which, Dr. Robert Malone, who's one of the founders of that technology, says don't take it. It's not a vaccine. So that's important. That's really important. But in general, vaccines are supposed to stop you from getting something and then protect you from it. So if you decide you want to take the vaccine, that's got nothing to do with if somebody else doesn't take it. It's going to stop you from getting it and it's going to protect you. So it's that informed consent. And informed consent is something that we don't have at all in the UK, and definitely didn't have with the COVID vaccine, is someone had told you if you take the COVID vaccine, you're at risk of getting blood clots, heart attacks, strokes, seizures, twitches, more minor things like that. You'd probably look at that, myocarditis, pericarditis, seizures, I've already mentioned, and also you're going to have an increased risk of cancer, and your immune system is going to be really struggling, and all of these things, which I could elaborate on for hours, but we don't have that much time. You may look at that and go, a virus that's got a 99.997% survival rate, I think I'll take my chances. Whereas if someone came to you and said, these are your risks, but there's what do you call it, MOVID, but you've got a 90% chance of death, you may look at that and go, well, I'm going to take that judgment. But that's what informed consent is. So that's how it should be structured.
That's interesting.